About 26 years ago, my sister had had a baby and was pregnant with her second, and I was newly married and so excited and ready to start my family. I was so baby hungry, baby fever excessively. And I grew up with like the perfect mom who had a huge family. The first 5 were born in 6 years. There were 8 of us. We were so happy. I really wanted to have that experience as a mom because I just loved it growing up. Like my big family, the perfect mother, and we weren't very wealthy at all. Dad was a minister, so we were like poor as church mice, and super happy. I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, if I ever got married. And then I did get married. I was almost 24 years old. I'd just gotten married, and we weren't wealthy at all, or what people would call financially stable by any means, but I was going to be the stay-at-home mom, and we were happy with that, and we were going to have babies, and it was going to be so wonderful. And the pregnancy with my first daughter, Tabitha, was a breeze. I was very healthy, rather athletic person, outdoorsy, animals, horses, didn't seem to interrupt me at all the troubles that people said they had with pregnancy. It was a breeze. The labor went well, healthy baby, healthy mom, and then breastfeeding. OMG. My mom and my sister just were like, it's no big deal. I don't know what the big deal is. And I'm like, I was so sick and miserable. I was getting recurring breast infections every couple weeks. I was thin as a rail. I was just like sick all the time. My baby was thin and fussy, and obviously I'm not feeding her well. I stuck with it, and it was traumatic. I cracked, bleeding nipples. It was horrible, and it lasted on and on and on. I never got on top of it. I finally weaned her when she was 9 months old, and it was torture the whole time, and I felt like a complete failure at feeding my baby. She survived, but it was a miserable experience. But I was so anxious to be pregnant again because, the first 5 of my brothers and sisters were like so close, and we are so close still. And I wanted that experience for my children, and I couldn't get pregnant again. It wasn't really that long. The first 2 are only 2 years apart, but I wanted them like a year and a half, and it wasn't working out, and I was stressed, but I was like, I'm going to do this mom thing, this super perfect mom thing. And even though breastfeeding was a complete bomb. And so then I was like, okay, I finally got pregnant. I'm pretty big and pregnant with my second child. And I think, on the surface, everything is just like I wanted it to be. But then I'm sitting here visiting with some of my sisters, and I look out the window and I see an unmarried sister, about 20 years old, walking up the path to me. And I burst out crying. And I'm like, she looks so free. I didn't even know how I was feeling, because I was like, this is what I want to do. This is what I do. Then my second child was born, and she was so colicky. She screamed and screamed and screamed. My first baby was still in diapers, still wanting a bottle at night, and I was so sleep deprived. And I had already started like going down the road of depression when I was pregnant with her and didn't realize it till right at the end, 6 months after she was born. She was so colicky. We carried a blow dryer around to just turn on high to try and calm her down sometimes. It was intense colic and a toddler, and I'm going to be a stay-at-home mom and have everything perfect. And I'm living the dream, and it's a nightmare. A complete nightmare. I was like, what did I do? And I was so angry, and I couldn't express it. because it felt so wrong, to be angry about what I chose and what I wanted. I didn't feel like I could express any of it to my husband, because here I am. Yeah, I mean, this is what I wanted. He's out there providing for us. I'm not going to lay any of this on him. I am going to be, super mom, and I am a failure, a complete failure. I remember just staring in the mirror and just crying and just was so down on myself. I'm like, the baby's getting better. It's not so hard anymore. You have the perfect life from the outside, 2 adorable, beautiful little girls, a husband who loves you, the life you wanted. And I was so miserable and angry and unable to express it at all. And, God really met me and changed my life. And we went to some meetings, and it just really happened gradually. All of a sudden I realized God really loves me, and it just changed everything. Number one, nothing is forever. The seasons of your life as a mom, they seem like they can take forever. Like they're like every hour drags for an eternity sometimes, when you have a colicky baby, or when you're just overwhelmed with homework, or you have teenagers who are acting out and making you feel like a failure. But it doesn't last forever. It is over before you even know it. It just seems like it's lasting forever at the time. And you need to keep that perspective. And God has really helped me learning that. And to also know that it's not about, having the perfect skills to be a mom, or the perfect healthy body, or management skills, or being able to handle everything and be super mom for things to be wonderful. And it's just not. We faced a lot of stuff. Serious illness with the children, depression in our children. That's a really hard one, because it feels really personal. Like I didn't create the perfect utopia for my children. That was my intention to do, and that feels like really hard, like you didn't do it right. But God has just really shown me, and I've learned being a mom, that it's not about me doing it right. And it doesn't have to be just the way I pictured it to be exactly perfect and exactly wonderful and exactly the way God planned it for my life.